Alright, so I've been watching this show, and, it's... I don't know if I can actually say the name of the show, but it's the mothers of this particular dance studio. Name of the show is in what I just said. And, so there's the girl at the top that, like, the teacher loves and all the other kids love, and she's really great and everything. Now, the mom pays for extra classes, and so the girl gets the attention that is being paid for, but all the other moms are angry because, well, she gets more attention. It's like, yeah, because it's being paid for. It's not just free, oh my gosh, the teacher loves that kid. It's the fact that I'm getting money, I have to provide a service, so I'm going to teach your child. Like, duh. Now they do a pyramid system. And in this pyramid system, there's usually one on top, and then it kind of trickles down from there. Pyramid system. So the one on top has been this number one child. We'll just call her number one. Number one has been at the top. Now, when the show starts, I believe that is the case. Very quickly, though, we'll call her girl number two, ends up at the top. She's naturally really gifted. She doesn't need the extra lessons. She doesn't need all the extra attention, which the other girl pays for, let me remind you. And all the other mothers are really angry, like I said, about the fact that this girl number one gets all the attention. Okay? And they're angry because she's always top of the pyramid. Oh. Well, girl number two is girl number one's, like, main competition. I mean, they are neck and neck all the time. They are both very good. They're both very talented. Just girl number two is naturally talented, and girl number one needs a lot of extra stuff. So girl number two ends up on top. Ends up on the top of the pyramid. And she flubs it so bad. She just, oh my goodness, she just screws it all up. And later on, in the same season, she gets to the top again. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is the first time somebody else has been at the top. And it's like, have you been watching your own show the whole time? Because something's not adding up here, because literally the second episode, this girl is at the top of the pyramid for being the best. And eventually they all get the top of the pyramid. Okay, so when a girl messes up and forgets what she's doing and runs off stage crying because, oh no, I forgot, or even if she flubs in the middle and tries to correct, the dance instructor, the head honcho, gets upset. She gets very upset. She will visibly cry. She tells all the girls afterwards that it's okay, it happens, there were mistakes that led to that mistake, but you know what? It happens. She's a very hard teacher, and you kind of have to be when you're teaching with something that is a potential profession. That once you hit about 40 or so, this profession goes out the window. 30 at most. Most people, it ends by like 25, 28. 30 if you're lucky, and 40 if you are just amazing legend. Nobody lasts in the industry past that. Not in this particular industry. And if they do, it's because they're an icon. They're an idol. They're amazing. They're already pre-establishedly famous. And they don't really have to do much. They don't keep doing what they do because they're great. They keep doing what they do because they were great. So, there's that. And then, so finally, girl number one finally messes up in season 2, which she's messed up before. It's not like she hasn't messed up before. She has messed up before. It's not like, I mean, all the mothers are like, oh, she finally messed up, you know? And the teacher is upset by it. Okay, you know, it happens. Now, all the other mothers run in there and they're like, oh, this is the first time she's messed up. A, no, it's not. And B, they're like, you've never cried for any of our kids. You've never cuddled and coddled them. You always yell at them. And it's like, whoa, back up. Hang on. They're going this route with this TV show, except for the fact that I've noticed that she cries for every single one of them. She cuddles and coddles every single one of them. Where are these mothers getting this from? Now look, I know this is a reality TV show, which means it's 100% fake. It's all based off of stories from other people. I know that. I get that. Because there are, oh my gosh, let me tell you. Okay, now I'm not a professional dancer. I never got into professional dancing. However, I did take a lot of dance classes as a child. I tried to do ballet and I wasn't as good, but you know what? Jazz is very similar to ballet. It's just a little more rugged, a little more loosey-goosey, and I liked that. So I went with jazz for quite a while. And then I flipped it up and I went to hip-hop because it was much more contemporary. It was interesting, it was daring, it was risky, you know, risque. It was great. I also did flamenco and ballroom because I wanted to learn something else, you know, just something else. I did shows, and I wasn't the best and I wasn't the worst. I did fairly well. There are a lot of things that they do, a lot of things that they say in this show that as a less than mediocre but better than crap dancer, they get wrong, so arfing wrong. Just the simplest things. Now, this teacher gets very upset when the smallest thing is out of line and, you know, oh, it's my butt on the line. That whole number. But there are small things that she doesn't catch that are so easy to correct that as a child, I could get down. By the way, these are children, hence the, you know, mothers of dance children, you know. Again, naming that sentence, because I'm not just saying the name just in case. I don't want to get in trouble for one thing. And for another thing, I don't want to just outwardly advertise it. I started watching it because I started having flashback memories of, like, how I used to dance. And so I wanted, in a sense, to relive that. I wanted to see other kids dancing as well. And have my own personal little opinion on it and see how close they got to reality on it, because I realized that reality TV is 100% fake. They never film on site. Like, they're showing places. Okay, so they say that the whole thing is set in a particular area of Pennsylvania. However, one of the main shots they show is in a place in Oregon that I have been to so many times. Like, many times over the last 10 years. Like, probably, it's been over 100 times. It's a common stop that we do between California and where we're at. Bless you. Bless you. Yeah. So, it's a common stop. And the shot they take is that exact area. I know the area personally. I've been there many times. And several of the shops and stores and stuff that they show in the show are ones we've stopped in. So it's not like, oh, it looks similar. It's the exact same. It is cut footage from somewhere else. Now, the studio, who arfing knows where in the world the studio's at? Sometimes it's snowy, sometimes it's not. And there are massive inconsistencies throughout the whole thing. Just, oh my goodness. But like every time any girl gets to the top, they're like, oh my goodness, that's the first time anybody but girl number one's been at the top. It's like, except for last week and the week before. No, don't be mean. You're gonna break your lammy light, honey. We have to be nice to your lammy light, okay? Be nice. Be nice. And it kind of drives me crazy because there's just a lot of excessive drama. These mothers act like teenagers. And it drives me crazy because I'm not going to say I'm a full-fledged adult. I'm young, but I'm old. You know, age-wise, I'm pretty young. I'm younger than a lot of people. I'm also older than a lot of people. My brain is older than a lot of people. My brain is older than some old people. My body has aged horrendously because of my medical problems. So my body is like insanely... I know insanely old people that are currently either in the middle of passing away or just passed away that do not have anywhere near half the health problems I've had since I was born. They've never had those problems. They're passing away from old age. They're not passing away from a medical problem beyond just being old. It happens. Now with my medical problems, I've actually died. But beyond that, I'm back. Here I am. Guess who's back? This punk. There's just a lot of inconsistencies in a lot of the things that they say. And it kind of drives me crazy because, like, well, you know, it drives me nuts. You'll have to try to find it and watch it if you're interested. And, I mean, do what I do and make little markdowns of, you know, kind of what's going on to try to keep up with things. And he likes his cartoons, but sometimes he wants to watch something different. And I can't find anything because it's the same stuff and he gets sick of the same stuff. Which isn't normal because I would watch the same thing over and over and over again. I still do sometimes, actually. And, so I started watching this while he was asleep the other night, and I watched... I've only watched like a season and a half, so not much. And plus, this is like over 10 years old. It's over a decade old. So a lot of things have changed. Some of these girls are like in their mid to late 20s now. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. It's just, it's nuts. Check it out if you want. If you don't, I mean, I personally don't care. I personally would not put money towards watching any of this. I don't pay money for the program that I'm watching it off of. I didn't buy a DVD. I didn't buy an app. I don't buy subscriptions to anything. It's not what I do. I did find it for free, of which you can find stuff for free. I know you do not have to download a VPN, which, by the way, is not 100% safe. A lot of people try to claim, oh, VPNs are 100% safe. No, they're not. They definitely are not. Because if somebody wants to hack into your crap, they're going to. Nothing is going to stop them. A VPN just stops the basic, everyday stuff from getting in there. Just the basic, everyday stuff. The automated, general automated stuff. There are programs that latch onto other programs. There's viruses and malware and, you know, malicious stuff that will latch onto things you download or things you open on the internet that creep into your files, and then they just kind of like parasitically latch in there. And your VPN does not recognize it, cannot find it, because it is coded into the good stuff. So they've got no clue. Now, on a basic level, if you want to get a VPN, you go right ahead. I hate VPNs, so I've got no I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't give a croutons about being sponsored. I'm not big enough, and I don't want to be big enough to be lobbed cruddy sponsorships for crap I would never touch in a lifetime. So, you know, do what you're gonna do. I really couldn't care any more, and I really couldn't care any less. Have a nice day.